Here's one of those bet you didn't know stories.
Yeah, while most clothes, as you know, are made overseas, there are still some sewing operations up and running in Rochester. For one of them, the work and the worker are a perfect fit. Most buildings have a purpose, and as this building at 422 South Clinton Ave has endured, so too has its purpose. You could say it's stitched in. As in years past, the building holds in the sounds of sewing. Unlike in years past,
a lot of the work that we do is by feel, not
sight. Because among Destiny Diaz and her 60 or so co-workers, there isn't much of it.
A lot of friends that I would talk to out, other friends that were legally blind, visually impaired, would tell me, hey, try working for sewing. And I'm like, I don't know how to sew. But they're like, well, they'll teach you. So they taught me, and I picked up on it pretty fast.
The they here is Goodwill, which hires people with low to no vision to work in this shop in its headquarters. But make no mistake, Goodwill does not mean bad product.
We are just as sophisticated as, who you'd see producing for Nike or New Balance.
Jen Lake is the boss around here. She says their industrial engineers have done an outstanding job taking traditional machines and applying tactile devices that act as a guide. The group also sews by ear.
Certain mechanical devices will talk so that it can tell an individual different techniques or places to stop.
So just how good are they at this? Well, much of what they make is for the military.
The government is one of the most difficult customers to meet the quality standards for, and so we are very proud to produce these items and really show that people who are blind meet those same quality standards.
The kind of quality that comes from care.
I enjoy giving back to our community and giving back to the service, the servicemen who use a lot of the material that we sew and that we provide for them. I think it's a great program.
And we are a testament to seeing the potential in everyone and everything.
Because, like buildings, most people have a purpose.
I like to learn new things, and I like the challenge.
And if done with care, connecting person and purpose can be seamless.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, they're hiring. So if you know anyone who doesn't even know sewing but would want to learn, work in that wonderful environment, just hop online, the Goodwill of the Finger Lakes website.
Yeah, a lot of pride in that, made right here in Rochester.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely, and worn Air Force, Space Force, and more. So.
All right, now we have dramatic video to show you from a house explosion in Rochester this afternoon. One person was injured, several homes impacted by fire and smoke.
Gio Battaglia is live on Pullman Avenue, right near Kodak Center, where up to 13 fire companies were called to help with what officials are calling a rare site. Gio, what do we know right now?
Teresa, Adam, now that the smoke is clear, the investigation now lies on RG&E as crews are in the ground trying to figure out how this sort of thing could have happened. The American Red Cross is also on scene talking with residents who are displaced, but here's what we know so far. Fire crews arrived at around 1:30 p.m. for that home explosion at 250 Pullman Avenue. They say one man was inside and was able to self-evacuate. He was taken to the hospital for burn injuries. Crews blasted water at that house and the adjacent homes, which I'm told no one was inside of at the time of the explosion. However, fire crews say 244 Pullman is unlivable. I want to emphasize just how much smoke was in the air during its peak. I was about 2 miles from the scene when I could start to smell the smoke, and it only grew thicker as I got closer, the smell and the sight of it. As we approached the scene, it quickly became hard to breathe. Now, what exactly caused this explosion is still under investigation, but I did speak with a neighbor who told me she had smelled gas near her home for days. She told me more about what her family witnessed this afternoon.
My husband was standing outside with our dog. He just got the dog in from outside, and all of a sudden, boom, and he ran out. Smoke is everywhere. He left our front door open. so there's smoke in their house right now. He didn't even have a coat on. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my God, I hope he's all right.
Yes.
I don't know what his name is, but
it is very rare in past history. We've had that probably less than once a year.
That shock you heard from that neighbor is just lingering throughout this neighborhood. Firefighters did tell us that there was still free-flowing natural gas coming from one of the homes next door. Like I said, RG&E is on scene working through that information, and I did reach out to them to learn more, and the cause of the explosion is under investigation. That's according to fire crews. For now, live on Pullman Avenue in the city of Rochester, Gio Battaglia, News 8, Adam Teresa, back to you.
Eastman School of Music is marking 100 years of training world-class musicians.
As part of the occasion, local guitar students from Eastman took their talents to the folks who have given our community so much during the pandemic and beyond, the healthcare workers over at Strong Memorial Hospital. Our own photojournalist Emily Burkhart brings us this story.
Physicians save lives, musicians save souls. We're here making people feel enriched in whatever way we can as artists in the world to help what I think is probably a tough time for some people here.
This instrument is so perfect for the hospital. It can be quite quiet, but still very comforting. And you can see we have some of the graduate students performing here today to celebrate the centennial of the Eastman School.
This is a unique opportunity today to play here in the library, but sometimes it's in the lobby. It's all over the hospital.
For family members that are waiting a long time, let's say on a lung transplant or organ transplant, it's a similar reaction where they might just snuggle down in their chair a little bit and start to fall asleep. And honestly, I think that's one of the best gifts we can give someone, is that kind of comfort and supportive environment while they're in a really stressful time.
We've survived the pandemic very well. We've had several versions of teaching and playing. Sometimes it had to be virtual.
Often what we have on the other side is just the black boxes that you see in Zoom, because we can't have cameras on in the hospital. But there's still this sort of thread that we have from their spirit to the person listening. And it means so much to me that we didn't give this up during the pandemic, that we found ways to keep connecting.
Music and medicine form the largest and most deeply personal connection, and being part of that in any way that we can, and particularly this way where we actually put them together, is very powerful, very meaningful for us.
Oh, beautiful stuff. Emily Burkhart, thank you. It's been nearly 1 month since 2 people were killed when a suspect or suspects opened fire at Maplewood Park in Rochester. Even though that shooting has fallen out of the headlines for now, the horror of that day has not fallen from the minds of those living nearby, as I discovered this week. Many of the flowers at Maplewood Rose Garden don't quite have that shine they did when they first appeared earlier this summer. But despair not. A second bloom, a second flush, as it's called, is close at hand. And it's as the roses prepare for Act 2, we find Lonzo Green.
Like the color of the grass.
Strolling by the roses as he does.
Every day. Every day.
Because how could you not?
It's beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Especially the people who comes out here every day, you know what I'm saying, to make this happen.
Their effort and what blossoms from it remind Green of what his grandmother used to say.
She said, Green, live your life to the fullest. Don't regret it. Live your life to the fullest.
Here,
listen to it.
He picks up what he needs to help him do that.
You have this right here, and you got beautiful flowers.
Some peace after too much pain.
You know, been through a lot, you know, especially in the past, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to keep going through the same terrible, you know what I'm saying, the violence.
Violence that filled this park just last month, a short walk up from the roses.
All of us, we, you know, cook out, having a good time, you know. And then, you know, in the background, you heard commotion. You know what I'm saying, in the background, because you got a cluster of people together, dancing, you know what I'm saying? But then you heard, the next you know, you heard pop, 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 pop. Everybody's running. I had to run too, so I'm not gonna stick around, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, well, actually before and after.
Before and after. The after, where funerals were held for 2 young women shot dead. The after, where others are recovering from gunshot wounds. The after, where there's confusion.
It's crazy how, you know, how things can crumble just like that and leave something like this behind. You feel me?
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
It is. But look close enough at what's left, and you might see what Green sees.
Rochester's a beautiful place. Let me let you know something. Rochester's a really beautiful place.
Among the roses, a song.
I can't help but notice we're doing this in front of a rose called Earth Angel, which is pretty great.
Earth angels, would you be mine?
Among the roots, a promise.
And I try to bring the fullness to a person, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, to bring the smile.
Knowing if you water the world with your smile.
If somebody see you shine, somebody else is going to shine. You feel me? Yeah. So think about that.
A promise that a second bloom will burst forth.
All right.
Come on, bring it in.
I'm glad we met today.
Yeah.
And it might even shine brighter than the first. All right, Lonzo, if you're listening, I want to thank you for saying hi and that hug. Police have yet to announce any arrests in the shooting investigation, though they have released photos of some of the people they're trying to identify. If you can help them, just call 911.